My name is Gwyneth Prue, and I'm the Family Ministry Coordinator at Brewster Baptist Church. I was invited to do a daily devotion this week, and this will be on day 15 from the Reading the Bible app, which is about God showing mercy. And I just wanted to say I've been really enjoying the Reading Through the Bible app, and one of the ways that I've been doing it is through the option of listening to it. They do a great job reading the scripture and reading the devotion, and you can listen while you're going for a walk or cooking in the kitchen, so I would just encourage you to try that if you haven't done that yet. Today's verses come from Matthew 12, 9 through 21. Going on from that place, he, Jesus, went into their synagogue, and a man with a shriveled hand was there. Looking for a reason to bring charges against Jesus, they asked him, "Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath?" He said to them, "If any of you has a sheep, and it falls into a pit on the Sabbath, will you not take hold of it and lift it out? How much more valuable is a person than a sheep? Therefore it is lawful to do good on the Sabbath." Then he said to the man, "Stretch out your hand." So he stretched it out, and it was completely restored, just as sound as the other. But the Pharisees went out and plotted how they might kill Jesus. Aware of this, Jesus withdrew from that place. A large crowd followed him, and he healed all who were ill. He warned them not to tell others about him. This was to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet Isaiah. "Here is my servant whom I have chosen, the one I love, in whom I delight. I will put my spirit on him, and he will proclaim justice to the nations. He will not quarrel or cry out. No one will hear his voice in the streets. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out, till he has brought justice through to victory. In his name the nations will put their hope." This reading from Matthew shows the mercy Jesus extends to a man asking for his help. While the Pharisees challenged Jesus about healing on the Sabbath, he took a posture of mercy over legalism by healing the man. The passage goes on to quote Isaiah and uses the word justice several times to talk about how Jesus will proclaim justice and he will bring justice to the nations. In the Reading Through the Bible app with Alpha, I appreciate how they emphasize the difference between justice and legalism. Jesus is just and merciful, but he is not legalistic. Sin has a consequence that needs judgment, which Jesus fulfilled for us through dying on the cross, so justice has been done. The amazing part is the mercy extended to us by Jesus through this sacrifice and his actions on earth. As a parent of young children, I can relate to Jesus' desire to bring both mercy and justice to his children. In verses 11 and 12, when Jesus says to the Pharisees, "If any of you has a sheep and it falls into a pit on the Sabbath, will you not take hold of it and lift it out? How much more valuable is a person than a sheep?" It shows God's love for us as his child, how we're each special and unique to him. Similarly, I would do anything to help each of my children, but as a parent, I also need to give consequences for various behavior. If I never corrected my children, they would grow up to think they could act poorly and everything would be fine. But if I help them understand how their actions result in various good and bad results, I can show a just and merciful attitude to them. However, if I correct them too harshly or hold too tightly to my own rules and act in a legalistic way, it could damage my relationship with them and their understanding of right and wrong. Unlike Jesus, I don't do this perfectly, but am grateful for the example Jesus gives us and the way he loves and cares for us. Jesus cares for us when we feel like a bruised reed or a smoldering wick, as it says in Isaiah. He can give us wisdom and grace when we don't know the right course of action, whether in life decisions, parenting, relationships, work. We can work towards a life of mercy and justice with the example of Jesus ahead of us in our life and in our attitudes towards the world around us.